The Drive is the Kootenay's best rock. CHDR 102.9 Cranbrook, Kimberley. CJDR 99.1 Fernie, Sparwood. We are a division of the Jim Pattison Broadcast Group. And now, Drive News.
It's 6:30. I'm Jeff Johnson, and it's -7 in the Elk Valley, -5 in Cranbrook. News is for Boston Pizza, Aaron's, and Beachcomber Hot Tubs, Cranbrook. Elkford Mayor McKerracher was voted in as the Kootenay East Regional Hospital District Board Chair yesterday. McKerracher served as acting chair for the last 3 years and says he's looking forward to working with a lot of quality people at the hospital district and regional board, along with members of Interior Health.
We have a good working relationship with IEH and the staff that work in our communities. I hope I can continue to work with them as well as Chair Kettle did. We have great staff at the regional district table, and they research and give us good advice, and so I don't see any major changes. We have a regional hospital, and that's the way we'll continue to go. I look forward to the finish of the ICU and then the children's section.
That vote came in on Friday, and in the next month, McKerracher says the hospital district directors will meet with staff at IH and review details surrounding future projects. Regional District of Central Kootenay Director Larry Binks was named acting chair. Dozens gathered in downtown Vancouver yesterday to honor the victims of last week's deadly Paris attacks. The group carried black signs that read "Not Afraid" and sang the French national anthem before marching silently from Robson Square along Georgia Street. Similar rallies were held across Canada yesterday, while millions marched in Paris in what is being called the single largest demonstration in France's history. 17 people were killed in the attacks at the Charlie Hebdo offices, at a kosher supermarket, and on police patrol. Police across the country are adopting body-worn cameras in response to high-profile police shootings, but Vancouver officers are still debating the issue. The cameras will have an off button, so officers can take breaks, raising questions about whether police will fail to turn them on during crisis situations. Sergeant Randy Fincham says the cameras would have to go off during calls dealing with sensitive issues and during officers' personal time. Police say they also need to figure out how to store the massive amount of data the cameras would produce. In sports, a rough weekend for the Kootenay Ice. Despite the return of Sam Reinhart and Renat Valiv, the Ice lost both their games this weekend. The Ice lost 3-1 to Red Deer Friday, then lost 6-4 to Saskatoon on Saturday. The Kootenay Ice have a 3-game road trip coming up. They'll start the trip in Moose Jaw on Wednesday. The beat-up Kimberley Dynamires were busy ahead of the KIJHL trade deadline. The Nitros acquired 19-year-old goaltender Brody Nelson from the Kamloops Storm. However, Nelson played the bulk of his career with the Columbia Valley Rockies. The Dynamires released 17-year-old goalie Liam McBain and 19-year-old forward Austin Hanchero. Kimberley also acquired defenseman Justin Meyer, a Tabor, Alberta product who last played for the Okotoks Oilers of the Alberta Junior Hockey League. The Nitros will host Creston Valley tomorrow night. However, leading up to that game, the Nitros had 2 solid wins this weekend, while the Fernie Ghost Riders suffered 2 losses at home. First off, it was Kimberley versus Fernie at the Fernie Memorial Arena Friday. The Dynamiters won that game 5-3. Then the two teams were back in action Saturday with different opponents. The Nitros stormed Golden and beat the Rockets 8-1 Saturday night. The Ghost Riders played host to the Creston Valley Thundercats. Creston won Saturday's game 4-3 over Fernie. Edmonton and Winnipeg were the only Canadian teams on the ice in the NHL last night. Both teams suffered losses. Edmonton lost to Florida 4-2, while it took a shootout to take down Winnipeg. The Jets lost 5-4 to Anaheim. The only other game was won by Chicago, who beat Minnesota 4-1. The Drive weather today, cloudy with a high of -3. Overnight, more cloud cover and a low -5. Tuesday, cloudy, high of -3. The rest of the week, mix of sun and cloud, highs around -3. Right now, it's -7 in the Elk Valley, -5 in Cranbrook. I'm Jeff Johnson. It's 6:35.
Get the Kootenay's best rock live on your phone.